Good day, everyone. This is Ernie Kish with the Kish Cash Fund, and we're taking a look at a trade tomorrow, Friday, the July 1st of 2011. We're looking at a trade of axl. The reason why we're doing that is we see a short possibility here. This is a daily chart of axl. We've seen this rise here, and with this shooting star right here, I believe it's called the shooting star candle, at least. It's an indicator that we're about to, or we are rolling over. So there's a short possibility with axl there today or tomorrow. We had mentioned in the previous presentation that we saw a cup with a handle forming here, and of course whenever you have your handle it comes down a little bit, so that might happen. We're getting a lot of, here's the 200-day moving average, the blue line. Okay, that is going to offer some resistance, which it has. That comes in at about $11.81. I put that on the 5-minute chart along with some pivot points, so we'll be getting to that shortly. We have a 50% Fibonacci line here that was drawn from $6.71 to its high of $16.20 when axl did hit its high. So we've come, below that Fibonacci, here, and then back up to it here. We hit a 50% Fibonacci coming in actually at a lower than the 671. We went back up to our Fibonacci here. We bounced it. So we were using these two Fibonaccis as support and resistance. Then we broke our support. We broke support down here. We hit our very low here. And then we had an up in comments. Okay, the spiders has even turned right around. So the market over the last few days has turned around. The spiders have been on fire for the last 4 days in a row. That might be ready to turn over also. But we're getting a sign right now that axl wants to do that at least, so we'll be keeping an eye on that right from the get-go tomorrow. Let's go take a look at our 5-minute chart of axl. If I can find the right button to push here. Hang on just a second. Looking for it. Hang on. There. Okay, here we get into a real nitty-gritty of the trade. I got kind of excited when I saw the rollover anyway. And then I said, hey, why don't you do a really good job in planning this thing? So came up with a 5-minute chart on axl for the day, and then plotted out our pivot points, and we put in $11.81 here on our pivot point chart. That's our 200-day moving average. $11.19 down here. That's our 50-day moving average. Of course, our high today, our close, and our low today. Kind of looks like it's rolling over a little bit, doesn't it? I mean, it went up this morning, and of course it did this, came down below that Fibonacci, broke its yesterday's close, and went up a little bit, but then it closed lower than yesterday's close. So yeah, the indicators is that I ran out of gas, basically. So getting kind of excited and looking at this chart, we said, geez, let's take a look at a possible short area that we might short this thing in tomorrow. And we thought that the 1153 to the 1161, if it gets that high, would be a good possible short area. And believe me, we are going to be looking at the spider. The spiders kind of coincide with this, even though the spider did this when axl decided to roll over and come down today. So it did go against the spider from about 11:30 this morning. Here's the 11:30 mark ish, 11:30 ish. So Gosh, tomorrow, because it closed at our 1138 figure, let's just say that in tomorrow's trading, you're going to have some folks like, like I might have thought when I was first trading, some retail folks and some Johnny-come-latelys, or just people making mistakes. I might make a mistake in my thinking tomorrow, but I will disclose my stop and how I got there and whatnot. But it's just my thinking that it's very possible that people will come in at the 1138 tomorrow, thinking that, gosh, it's at its high here. It might go back up there, and it might go even higher. I think it ran out of gas, but that's okay. We'll take a look, see. My guess is that type of thinking will probably drive this thing up to 1130 or 1153, or possibly a little bit higher. And then when it starts to like really poop out, and it looks like the buyers are exhausted. The buyers got exhausted at 1169, didn't they? And they just said, I'm not pushing this thing any higher. There no more buyers came in at 1169. In fact, the sellers came in. And what happens when sellers come in? Things go down. What happens when buyers come in? They go up. Okay, so this has had a lot of buyers for a number of days, and it looks like the wind is out of its sail. So the indicators to us are, let's short this thing. So we're looking at initially some folks that might think the opposite. It goes up, it'll stall somewhere. Everything does stall somewhere in the day, right? If we could only figure out where that was on each and every day and short it at that point, we'd be billionaires, right? So we're thinking that this goes up a ways, and we're guessing because we've got all these really fine pivot points here, and it's going to go 1153, 1157, maybe 1169. It might go 1199. It might go higher. It's I think it was over 100 degrees in Phoenix today, so it might get down to 32 in Phoenix tomorrow. It might. There's a chance of it, but I kind of doubt it. So will Axel hit 1199 tomorrow? I don't think so. It's possible, but I don't think so. I think actually it's probably not going to get much more than the 1161, 1157 figure, and then it's going to poop out and probably go down from there. So I'm going to short it at 1153 to 57 to 61. If that's what I see. If I see this thing pooping out at one of those figures, then I'm going to be shorting it, because it looks like that's the direction it's going. The RSI on this thing also was quite high, like 96, 97, close to 90, a little bit over 96, 96 point something. I thought it just the other day. Let's see, I was looking at this gosh, not too long ago, and I got caught in going the wrong way, and I stayed in too long. So again, let's talk about that stop. So if we get in at say 1153, if we shorted at 1153, and we think it's, let's just say because it went to 1157, couldn't go any higher, and it started coming down, so we said, well, let's short it at the 1153, and let's see if it breaks down and goes down to the 1150. And if we short it at 1153 and it goes to 1157 and then goes a penny higher to 1158, we're going to say, uh-oh, we think we made the wrong decision on that. So that's like 4 cents up. So I think if it goes to, our maximum right now is we're looking at an 8-cent stop. But if it goes, it may not go to 8 cents before we take ourselves out. Okay. So we're going to really keep it. So that's why we have this scale of the 1157. You know, this big scale right in through here of where are we going to be looking to short this thing? Where are we going to be looking to get out? If we do get in and it goes the wrong way, at what point do we get out? So that's why we put a whole bunch of numbers in here. And that's what we'll be looking at. So again, in a nutshell, we kind of think that axle is rolling over. We want to definitely have a confirmation on that. We'll be looking at our volume bars, and if we've got volume bars down here that are going in the red, that means that there's some selling going on. You know what I mean? Especially if you get some giant ones that look like that. So if you got that going on, your spiders tanking, and your trend doesn't look all that great. If the energy is like, oh, I really am tired and I'm heading south. I mean, from this point on in time, right here, which was right around 11:30 to 11:40 in the morning, this thing just said, I'm going south. It went up a little bit here, but it couldn't go any higher. And then it just said, oh, yes, I am really going south, And then it did do a little bit of this in the afternoon. Tried to stay above its close of yesterday. But, it just got tired. It's looking droopy. And I'm saying, hey, I'm all for droopy, and let me catch you somewhere up here and buy to cover your droopiness, somewhere down in here. So that's our plan. Again, we're hoping, we want to thank everybody at freestockcharts.com for letting them use their charts, letting us use their charts in these presentations. We're not touting axle at all. It's just something that we enjoy trading. We're hoping that what you see in our presentation helps you in your trades and helps you keep green on your screen. And we show it all. We'll show you a recap of this, and we either hit our stop, or whatever happens. We've actually not adhered to a stop and showed you those terrible, awful trades, and those are the ones that you'll want to avoid. So yes, we have them. Are we ever going to have one again? No, we're not going to have one again, because this is our stop. And I would be very well off right now if I just adhered to stops along the way. So we're going to adhere to this stop of 8 cents max. Get out sooner if we can. I mean, if it looks like it's going to go against us, why wait till the 8 cents? But that's the maximum we're going to lose tomorrow on this trade. And hopefully, the plan is, I mean, it looks like someone should be able to get in at 1160-ish, 50 to 60-ish. And it looks like they should be able to buy the cover around 11:38, 11:40, easy enough, and possibly a little lower than that, depending on the downward energy. Is the downward energy going to be strong, or is the downward energy going to be light? Is there going to be volume that is strong, which will give you a definite trend, or is the volume going to be light, which will give you a choppy and up and down and all around kind of thing, like Tony Turner would say, like a kangaroo on with a marker jumping up and down on a chalkboard. So again, keep green on your screen. This is what we're going to be looking for. God knows what's going to happen, but at least we have a plan should some of the things we're planning on happen. Hopefully we'll be ready for it. So again, thanks again for listening in. Keep green on your screen. God bless. Have a great day tomorrow.